Oh, hi, Kristin.
Hi, Jenny.
Are we podcasting?
I believe we're podcasting right now.
I think so. And another important question. Are we both wearing ridiculous glasses? Check.
Yes, I look like Ronnie Millsap.
You do?
Because they're like kind of, what do you call it? Like a little yellow lens. I did not mean to be cool.
She's got her transition lenses on.
That's more accurate.
They're decidedly not cool. Wait a
minute.
Transition lenses, that's a real
Nobody pulls them off. You could put transition lenses on John Mayer or on Chris Martin, any of them. No cool. They literally, I think they would like it's the anti-boner.
Yes, it absolutely is. And I love when people get the transition lenses for their kids and I'm like, why don't you just slap a neck brace on that kid and like, you're not doing a minute. It's almost like you're trying to make sure.
Yeah.
Whoa, sorry. Hold on. I'm trying to center myself because you can watch this on YouTube, you guys. Also, you should rate, review, and subscribe to our podcast. It helps us for whatever reason. It's like, Bentley or all of our other subscribers. Or advertisers are like, oh, hey.
More like Pacifica. But that's okay. I'm into it.
You know what? If Pacifica wants to throw me a new van, I can't tell you how much I miss my van.
I know. The vans are nice. We use them on the road. And it's nice because we get a Pacifica every time we travel. So I know exactly how it works. Except the seat did punch you in the face.
It literally punched me in the face, you guys. And it wasn't the first time that it's ever happened. And one time, because the back seat, the headrests, they kind of go forward.
I can't figure out those headrests.
Kristin rode the whole time with the seat all the way back, but the headrest all the way forward because we couldn't figure it out. Luckily, it was only like a 10-minute drive, though, but I think it's because
nothing but geniuses here. Geniuses.
Let me sell you more of the Chrysler Pacifica.
We're not getting paid for this, by the way.
No, I have so many things to talk about today. And let me make the caveat, not getting paid for any of this. We are giving away the milk for free of this cow, you guys.
That's right. These cows are for free.
I don't know if it would do us any good for these companies to advertise anyways, but they're doing fine.
You're terrible at podcasting. You were like, listen, if you had an inkling of giving us money for a podcast ad, you shouldn't.
Just save your money. We're going to talk about it anyway. So we're just going to...
Casey's going to edit this out so fast. She's like, I'm not biting the hand that feeds us. What the hell are we doing?
No, when I get into it, you'll see. But I just... I got a lot of things that I want to talk about today. We could call this episode Jen's either my penance or my revenge or my trying to just set the record straight, okay? Which we've never done before. Have we ever done this before? But I told
What do you mean?
Well, I told Casey, I was like, I got these things I want to talk about. And she was like,
okay,
that is the extent of your drama. And I'm like, literally. I don't know. I'm feisty today, you guys. Look out.
I feel it. I'm the opposite. I'm real slow and on a little bit of Sudafed, but everybody's cool. See, this is what happens. You walk into a house and then you hear one person in your family sneeze, the other one clear their throat, and the other one say their ear hurts. And the next day you'll have all of it.
Yes.
But guess who cares? Nobody,
because you're going to be taking care of all of those other people. So
yes, but I will say it is nice that it's autumn. And this is usually when you get kicked in the ass with some sort of just a basic, thank God, just real happy to basic cold or basic whatever. Nothing fancy, no sticks up my nose. And happy to have the
you mean no
changing.
COVID? Oh, okay.
No COVID. Just good old snot and sore throat and all that. But I'm feeling good.
Baby.
I'm just saying I like the fall, and sometimes the fall comes with, postnasal drip.
You put on a cowl neck sweater and you enjoy that drippy nose. You get an excuse to stay inside and read a book and drink something warm. That sounds sit by the fire. And as long as it doesn't come around Thanksgiving, I am good with it because I got
to tell you, you know what I like to drink when I don't feel good. I do think they're a home remedy. I've talked about them before. Is I love a good hot toddy.
Yeah.
So the other night I made a hot toddy, and when we went to Ireland, we bought 3. You can only buy 3 bottles of like really awesome Jameson that they don't make in the
Kristin
United
bought the
States, and
legal
it's so
limit. Yeah.
yeah. My husband and I were like, well, can we each buy 3? And the guy was like, no.
Nice
and I was
try.
like, oh, okay.
Oh, that's a nice
feel
try,
like
but no.
That's a nice try, but no.
They'll stop you at
So,
customs and anal
yeah,
cavity search.
and I would have put that Jameson right up there had I thought I got through TSA.
Oh my
But
God.
we bought these 3 bottles of Jameson, and I knew my husband had a favorite, a middle, and a third. Like there was number 1, number 2, number 3. So it's been really fun to like figure out like what one we're gonna drink, because it's, like, oh, we'll have the not as nice one. We'll keep the nice one. I didn't know which one was which, so I dumped the really good stuff in my hot
Nice.
toddy, and it was delicious with hot water, a little bit of honey, some lemon. And I'll tell you, not only do I feel better, I think I look better after I have one. and if I have 2, I think I'm damn attractive at that point.
You've got the Jameson goggles on. And then
Yeah.
and you've got the confidence to boot. That's it. You're going to put some Vicks behind your ears and seduce your husband. Be like, who's feeling
husband will be like,
frisky and a little snotty right now?
Boner town.
Yep,
He wouldn't care.
Are you
He wouldn't care if I was on a drip in the hospital. If I like gave him like the okay, he'd be like, "Oh, we can do it here."
He'd
I'm
be like,
just move the cords.
This life support machine is in my way. I'm gonna move it out of the way for a second.
Let me just unplug it for a minute, and then
Let me
I'll
take
just
this intubation tube out because it's hitting me in the sorry. I'm a little. I've had too
But
much
it's
coffee
true.
today. I'll tell you that much.
Okay, so what's on your list of grievances?
I don't remember the exact post, but I got a lot of ladies mad at me. Okay, this is what I said in a thread on Instagram. I said, I just need to tell everyone on Poshmark, you are selling a dress you sweat in. Calm down on that price. And you did sweat in that dress. And
you need to calm down on that price.
You can't sell it for 10% off because you need to sell it for more off than that if you have taken that dress out onto a dance floor at a wedding and like done the funky chicken and gotten low in it, okay? Because
Yeah.
it is worth less money to a buyer because you wore it. You probably spilled white wine on it.
And it's got yellow pits.
It might have yellow pits in it. It's also like if you can buy it at the store for maybe 20 to 30% off during a sale day, consider that when you're pricing it on Poshmark, that maybe you shouldn't ask full boat for that dress just because you only wore it once. Because God knows what you did on that dress.
We know that you might have conceived a kid in that dress.
A lot of you did. A lot. I know some of you conceived at wedding post-reception. I also know nobody wants to buy your bodysuit. We all know where that ends up going. We know where those go.
Shit, I have 10 listed right now.
Oh, God, take them down, Kristin. Nobody wants your Lululemon pants because God knows we know where that goes. And that thong's not staying put while you're doing
I don't think people
yoga.
wear thong. I don't think they wear thongs under them. I think they go commando, and that seam goes right up the old sister.
And I want you to know, if they gave out like platinum level status for being a buyer on Poshmark, I am that. And I want you to know that I want to talk about Poshmark a little bit today. And
Great.
I'm going to redeem myself, okay? Because I did some research because I was like, this is my hack. I taught it to Kristin. I need to like set her settings in her phone so that she can do the same thing. And I have this hack for a couple other sites. But I think it's timely too because it's a really good way to like Christmas shop for your family. I've been finding a lot of really good deals for Delilah. So if you don't have the Poshmark app, again, they're not paying us for this. I just think it's a really good. They totally should be. And they
should send
Google
Jen a
money at this
Mercedes.
point. Are you kidding me? I'm saying when I'm a platinum buyer, they should send me like a platinum bracelet or like ring with diamonds in it. Like fuck like a YouTube arrow, man. I need like a Poshmark P that's like fully chrome with because I feel like I know the buyers personally. Like so and so sends it in a nice pink bag with a thank you note. Like I can tell you like who my favorites are, but like I know it inside and out. So I felt like when I made fun of some people for like overcharging, I do stand by that. But here's what I learned in doing the research. They add on like a $2 to $3 buyer protection fee on every purchase, which I just noticed it, and it doesn't.
So that means if I go to buy $10 jeans, they'll add $3 to that. Is that how Poshmark makes money, or is that how the seller makes money?
Well,
it's
that
Poshmark,
is how
probably.
Poshmark is doing it then. And what they used to do when Poshmark started was, and this is very standard across any like reseller site, is they charge 20% to the seller, which so you keep that in mind. Yeah, when you set the price, you like keep that in mind. So the fee it goes to is burdened by the seller.
Perfect. It's kind of like renting the website, so to speak. It's like I'm having a garage sale on your site, and it's going to cost me 20%. That makes perfect sense to me.
It's what all the other sites do too.
Yeah, what I don't like is when it's those a la carte, like Ticketmaster. There's literally 100% of charges in addition to the ticket price that are like fake wizard prices that are like, this one is for the stamp on the back side, $17.
Credit card fee, user fee,
credit card
site fee. Like, who gets all of that?
I stamp fee.
Ticketmaster gets all that shit. Like, we don't. And by the way, if you think our tickets are overpriced, you can buy our tickets for $30 a show. That's like that's
less than 2 movie tickets.
Yeah, and honestly, later this week,
drink
2025 tickets will be on sale. Just gonna drop that while we're at it.
Yeah, and we don't require a 2-drink minimum. It's not like that's part of the thing. You just drink because you want to have a cocktail, but there's no requirement.
There's no requirement. So, although I will say you might be lame if you don't have a couple, unless you're sober, in which case just drive for the ladies.
You were not lame at one point, and then you got the gold star, and then they said, "Hey, you got to jump on this wagon, man."
You got your platinum D for drinker, and then you had to dial it down a notch, and we get it, and then
we support that
100%. Okay.
So first of all, maybe
they don't do that anymore, Kristin. They changed it. So I felt like really good deals. And what they did was they started splitting the fee between the buyer and the seller. So the buyer was paying the $2 to $3 protection fee, 7% of the fee to sell it. And then shipping is either $7.95 flat, or they can offer you a deal. Now, I don't know for the sellers how that works for them, but people, not just me, were so upset about how much the fees were stacking up that like they have totally changed it. So it might be, by the time this podcast is up, it might be back. I went on, so the CEO said, effective October 24th.
Might I interject? Jen's like, so I called the CEO because I'm on speed dial with him.
So it's 20% seller fee for sales over $15, and that goes the seller pays that. $2.95 fee for sales $15 and under. Okay. So, this is why it would make me crazy. Because especially if I'm looking for a deal for like kids' clothes, there's no deal that's over $20. You know what I mean? There's no deal that's under $15 for kids' clothes. Like if I find Gap jeans new with tag, I don't want to pay $20 for them because I can probably get them
because you
can
buy them in the store
and not have to pay the seller protection or whatever and the shipping.
Yeah,
like it's crazy. So evidently they've worked it out. So it was not just me that was pissed off. Like I wasn't just like nickel and diming.
She is fired up, you guys. I have not heard Jen this mad since our Uber driver went over 100 miles per hour one time. Jen is in the hot seat right now.
I was pissed off because I am all for small businesses, you guys. Like Mom, I have done this before because another site that I really love is ThreadUp.
Oh yeah.
I think it's great, and the reason that I like it is if like you do need to go on, like you can search for your child's size, you can search for the condition, like you can get new, excellent condition.
Is ThreadUp just kids' clothes?
No, it's women's clothes also.
I-
So what
It's
you
like
can
Poshmark, but a different structure.
Yeah, it's a different structure. So you actually send your stuff to ThreadUp and they do the
Oh.
shipping. But that's why I like it because you can end up getting a whole box of clothes, especially like little kids' clothes. I would get
Mm.
like 12 things for the kids that were like, because you get stuff as your mom gets you stuff or like the neighbor gets you something that's too
Or they
small
grow
or
out of it
whatever
before they can even wear
before they
it.
can even wear it. And so you can like ask for a bag, they'll send you a bag, send all that stuff. I don't even think it costs you anything to send it all in. And so instead of like giving it to Goodwill or hand-me-downs, you can like just resell it. And they take 20%, but it's one shipping fee. So like
Oh, that's cool.
you pay maybe $9 for a huge ass box of clothes for the kids. And you can do this thing that they have on there for like women. They do it for kids, but they do it for women's clothes too. That's like a closet clear out where it's all like discounted, like even more than that. So like it's like
Why do you think though? Let me ask why do you think Poshmark's more popular than ThreadUp? Because all I hear is about Poshmark and I've only heard like smatterings of ThreadUp. Like what do you think
I
that
know. God, this is where my expertise comes in, you guys, and this is why I'm going to get divorced. So, they, it's so ThreadUp houses the inventory. They like have they have a distribution center in Georgia.
Oh
They
my
have
God.
one.
You guys hold on. She's gonna call the CEO of ThreadUp
Let me get
also
them
on
on the
speed dial.
Hey, if you know what
Hold
you
on.
want to come on and be a guest or something like that, that would be very fun for me to learn how to
Oh my God,
start
no
my
way.
own business. Jen has never offered sexual favors to anyone except for the CEO of ThreadUp. But I feel like it'd be worth it. I feel like maybe even if I could get some fees, like okay. But when the kids were little, I would do that. I would like you can like sell the stuff on ThreadUp and then you can use it for credit, which has higher value than just like the cash exchange. The reason that Poshmark is it's much bigger is the inventory is absolutely endless because they're not storing it. The seller is. That's
Oh.
why the shipping fees are more. But on Poshmark, you can bundle. Okay, let me go back and just tell you
Oh my God,
here's the
she
way to
knows
shop on
so
Poshmark.
much.
It's true. You guys, I wonder sometimes like how much cleaner would my house be? Like how much more successful just really in all aspects of my life would I be if I didn't
Let
love
me just
looking?
say this in Jen's defense. I do think that the fact that you buy almost everything from that you own, I don't know the last time you've bought something retail. Like you buy on deals and you're also a patient shopper. Like you'll find like a sweater that you really like, you'll search it, you'll find it, you'll get it at a deal and then you love it. It feels to me like more intentional the way that you shop as opposed to going to the mall, buying 50 things, wearing only one, not liking anything, or worse, when you're me, when you go to the mall, you have an anxiety attack, you leave and you just go find the nearest Taco Bell instead, and then you have nothing and you're wearing your own merch.
Oh my God.
Me. But
Yep.
I think that there's a statistic that came out that like secondhand buying, if that's what you want to call it, is up 200% compared to what we did even 10 years ago. Or so this whole new thing with like having storefronts with secondhand clothes or, lightly used or new at tags or whatever, the Poshmark model, if you will, it's exploding. Nobody is
Yeah.
everybody in fashion is saying you're a fool to buy a brand new bag. You go to the Real or Poshmark and you find a lightly used bag. And it blows my mind how much you can get for a used bag, like designer bag, even if it's monogrammed, which is crazy to me. Anyway, I
Oh,
digress.
God,
I was giving you a compliment.
No, thank you. I could talk about the monogram bags because I'm also like, come on, you can't fucking. Who's gonna buy your QF monogrammed Louis Vuitton for basically the. I got a whole other. Okay, so it is true though because
Should I write that down? I'm gonna write that down so we can go back to how mad you are about monograms.
oh my god, I got a whole list. I mean, you try to sell something mid-century modern on Craigslist and it's not. I'm gonna call your mom because she raised you wrong. But
She's gonna call the CEO of Craigslist.
Craig, what's up, dude? I know, long time, no talk. You got to really crack down on. No, there's many things you need to crack down on, but let me tell you what makes me the maddest.
Prostitution feels like there could be one of them.
Well, you know what? Also, I get mad if you put down brutalist and you're getting very specific about mid-century modern. You're just fucking wrong. Don't try to charge me an arm and a leg because you're just throwing language out there. I'm not falling for it, okay? There should be some level of like get rid of vice cops and like put selling cops on your squad because some people are getting screwed. God, I have so many things to talk about you selling. I can do it on the Poshmark, but I don't know. We might have to make this into 2 episodes, you guys. It might not be funny and it might not be interesting, but it needs to be said. I have to.
She's so mad.
Well, okay, I was going to say this first of all about why I don't have time to go shopping. Do I like going shopping? Yes, I do. I prefer going shopping for like antiques or interesting finds or like holiday kind of stuff. But when it comes to clothes, I'm so frequently disappointed by what is available. I think like specifically, I don't like trends right now because I look like a zombie in the beige space. I like color. I will always like color. And it's not what's trendy right now. So I'm having trouble like, and if I do find that stuff a lot of times, it's expensive. Like I love that like Farm Rio stuff, but it's like 150 for a shirt or something like that.
Yeah.
And so like I don't have the time to go find a sample sale or something like that like I used to. Even when the kids were babies, maybe I could put them in a stroller and go do something like that. Like you're kind of at the mall a lot. But now, not at all. So I don't want to do that. It's much easier for me to like set these like preferences in my phone and then I can find stuff that I like. And sometimes I have to remind myself to like pay extra for something if you really like it. Don't just go, oh, that's the right price because we all get stuck in doing that and then we don't like what it is. You know, we never wear it.
let me ask you this. Let's just say I'm a brand new Poshmark. I want to buy on Poshmark. I want to start looking to buy things. What would you recommend me to do once I get to the app to like cuz I find the app entirely overwhelming. There are billions of options. I don't know how to like narrow down like I know you have hacks and you have ways of like doing it.
Okay, so if you want to search for you, I'm gonna like basically talk you through it right now. So and there's no, you don't have to do it on your phone, Kristin. Just so when you download the app, if the feed is the first thing that comes up. They try to make it like a social space, which I don't do, and I kind of don't even understand that aspect of it. It's more of like that's more for sellers, I think, because I'll see like somebody shared something of mine, or they shared you as a buyer, and they're probably like, "We'll fucking buy anything." It's like we got a new one. But you click on the shop part of it. And then you can choose your category in the upper left. Like the categories are like all categories. You don't want that. You want to narrow it down. Women, men, kids, home, electronics, pets, luxury, which I very rarely use that one.
Open Poshmark.
Because all brands, if you go to women or you go to men, all of the brands will come up if you know how to look for it.
Oh my God. They're just so much stuff.
I know. So that's where it gets like, this is where I think it would be good for you. Okay. So can I give you an example of something I was searching for?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, please.
So my friend is having this candy cane themed Christmas party. And she's like, it would be really, I know it's a great photo up, but like if everybody wore like red and white or something like that. So I'm probably only going to dress like a candy cane for this night. Like it's not a thing I'm like a dress I'm going to wear a lot. So I did a couple different searches. And the first one that I did, like a brand I really like, but that I think is really kind of pricey is Tuckernuck.
Oh yeah,
Do you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
it's like
sure, for sure.
really preppy, like East Coasty kind of. I love their
A lot of
designs.
lot of dupes on Amazon, FYI. A lot of dupes.
Oh, really? Here's
Yeah,
Kristin
there's like
giving
a really
her like
famous. Well,
hacks.
there's a really famous dress it looks good on a lot of women. It's kind of a tunic style dress. It looks a little Chanel-y. It's got like I think it's called a Jackie O dress. I could have it wrong, but like it's very expensive from Tuckernuck. But then they did a dupe on Amazon. It's kind of shit, but it does look like the dress.
Well,
Just FYI.
if you're just gonna wear it like one time to a
Once
holiday party, maybe like my
Poshmark's
thought
perfect.
was if I get red, then I can wear it for Christmas or Valentine's Day, or you can wear it to a wedding. I think green sort of like looks too Christmassy no matter what time of year you wear
Especially the
it.
green, specific type of green. Yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds like a perfect thing for like a second hand, especially because you're just going to wear it that time. You'll probably wear it more than once, but if you think you're only going to wear it once, then don't go full boat. That's
Okay,
my
so I
opinion.
went to dresses, clicked on dresses, and then you go to your filters and you can sort by brand. You have to enter the
Jen
brand.
usually has like 8 different screens up. She has a
I'm like
earwig in. She's
NASA
like, all
control
right,
center.
screen one, we've got those 7 for mankind jeans. I'd like to go on those. I'd like to bid. I'd like to bid. Okay, I'm walking over to shoes. We've got a Nike pair of running shoes. Get them. Go first, bid first.
You see what
Yeah,
happens?
she's like
This is
working
why
the
she's
stock
asked
market.
me 40 times how to do this because she's got a bit every single time I go to do it, okay? So then I got filtered by Tuckernuck dresses, color, red. All right. And then you can sort by uh new with tags
That's
or
the only thing
just
I would do because I don't feel good about. And there's just some things I don't know. I guess a dress would
oh,
be fine because there's no crotch in it, but I'm not. I'm not buying Lululemons.
oh my God, are you kidding me? Of course not. There's a lot of brands that I'm like, especially jeans, because we all know we just wear the crap out of those and we know what we do in
Yeah,
those.
you
And
would
we
never want to
like,
buy mine.
no, not, but you can, any brand that you like or jeans that you know your size in. That's why I think it'd be so good for you, Kristen. Like, you know what your size is in like mother jeans.
Yep,
I guarantee you that there are businesses like storefronts that sell stuff new with tags on Poshmark under just like a different like seller name or something. And I think there are people who go to sample sales, maybe they're even the company themselves that are selling the stuff online on Poshmark
yeah.
just under a different name because I have found like Neely Lotan,
Oh,
Nililotan.
she's so expensive. It's
She's
so
so
expensive.
expensive, but in New York, there's evidently like a warehouse or something like that. And I have found like jackets, jeans. I bought a pair of corduroys and they were like $33 or something like that. And
That's
normally her jeans
insane.
are like 200 or 300. They're new with the
Ugh.
tags on them. So this is a really smart way to buy. And this stuff isn't like some of the stuff I have purchased and then I saw it on the website that I purchased it from. Like if you like anthropology stuff, you don't even need to know that it's like Pilcrow Letterpress or whatever the brand is at Anthropology. You can just search under Anthropology by the brand
Oh,
and find it. So when like you go through and I'm looking at red Tuckernuck dresses, you just click like. You click the heart on ones that
and
you
this is when
like.
the games begin, right?
This is when the games begin because they will send you an
Okay.
offer and you can
The
accept the
seller's
offer.
like, "Hey, I saw you liked my Tuckernuck dress. I had it listed for $100. Would you be interested in buying it for 80?" And then Jen's like, "I need to think about it." And
Now
then
you're talking
Tammy's like,
dirty.
"Well, how long do you have to think about it? What if I take it down to $78?" Jen's like, "I'm listening." And then they French
Exactly.
kiss and then Jen gets the dress for $60.
That's exactly what happens. That's exactly, and I love it too because like I'm not necessarily
Except the French kissing part.
I French kiss my phone, you guys. Don't worry about it. It's But you can, oh God, right now I've just looked at it and there's a whole bunch of dresses that I want to buy right now. Now I'm sidetracked. But what you do is like, maybe you'll find like 4 that you like or 5 that you like. And even ones that you're like, I like this one, but it's too expensive to buy right now. I've had people like, so this Christmas party is 6 weeks away, but I go in and I like
See,
the stuff
that's when you do
now.
it. You got to be smart.
Yeah, because as it's not selling or they're not getting offers, they'll drop the price more because it's sort of like the market determines what the value of whatever that is. So, and they can offer you reduced shipping and stuff like that. So, it is such a
Well,
coup if you're going for a higher priced item. Like you can get a tucker knock dress for like $80, maybe
that's awesome.
$60 for that's new with tags, $5 shipping. You still have to pay tax, whatever, but it's such a smoking deal, you guys.
Here's where Poshmark frustrates me.
Okay.
I did try to sell some stuff on Poshmark one time. And I had 2 pairs of jeans that I'd barely worn. They were a nice brand. I think they were like J brand or Rag and Bone or something. And I listed them. And then I listed these 3 dresses, that I'd never worn and put them up. I marked them. I think I priced them reasonably. And then I got a bunch of action on my page and I got excited and they were all robots.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were bots. And I was so pissed off. And I had engaged with one of them. And I was like, oh, good. Now AI has my information. I was back and forthing it with a lot of charm. And it was for nothing. I find if you are good at selling on Poshmark, like you have a part of your brain that's just like, you're a business person.
Oh,
I think if you're doing that, like you're next level. I just can't, it's hard for me. And I think I would just need someone to actually like do it for me because I find I don't have the patience for it.
the women who sell on Poshmark, and that's why I love it. And there was no hate intended by what I said.
It's
I
fair
think
what you said though. The pricing is dumb on some of these things. And like, I am not going to buy your worn ass Lululemons with your sweaty crotch for 60
no.
bucks when they're what are you talking about? Like
And
not doing that.
the thing that upsets me about it is like, I'm not going to hold on. Let me calm myself down, Jen. I don't want to, but like the things that I would sell, like I haven't done it yet, but not as like a business person. It has no value to me anymore. Like it only has whatever you perceive the value to be.
Oh,
So
I see.
you might
That's
be
a good way of looking
saying,
at it.
"Oh, don't send me any lowball offers," but like really how much is it worth to you? Like what are you going to do with it if you don't sell it here? Like the jeans that you couldn't sell on there. I mean, you end up giving them to Goodwill. It's like
Yeah, I had them posted for 12 minutes and I took them down and gave them to a friend.
if you're going to a store and buying stuff and then trying to resell it, which I do see people do on there, I'm like, I saw you got that good clearance thing at TJ Maxx and you're just on there trying to, that's your gamble, like
Yeah. And
it's
and also I think that's like fair marketplace, like that's what
totally.
to play the game, you got to know what you're doing and I think you're really good at doing that. I think you know brands, I think you know what things are worth. I think you know how to bid fairly. I think you're patient. I think you're on there a lot.
This is what I do instead of sleep. And yeah, no, it's sort
And
of
I just get on TikTok and look up hot guys.
it's literally what I do instead of go on TikTok, I think is, and I probably, I don't know. I don't feel like it's problematic or something like that because I think I shop a lot less than I used to because I would go and I'd be like, I'm going to get all these things and like see what fits or whatever, and then not bring it back. And, I think I'm a little bit more thoughtful about it. And also if you like it, and it's fun to like search for something and go through and like the shit out of everything and then be reasonable about it like the next day. Like as you're going to bed, look at stuff and then go, I actually don't like that, and you can unlike it.
Well, that's what I mean.
Like,
it's more intentional and you're not doing like, I really love I like the sustainability of it. I like that it's getting the most use for the wear, which I think is like, I didn't even know, but like fast fashion is like what's in our landfills right now. Like everybody can, it's the shit that's like made at Forever 21. And I love going to H&M. Some of my favorite pieces that I have that I've had for years have been from H&M. But when you go into Forever 21, which we all do, and you buy like 10 blouses for $100, you're
Right.
not wearing them forever. And they're kind of garbagey fabrics and polyesters. And they just go, no, what the Goodwills are overwhelmed with clothes. Somebody
Yeah.
told me when I was trying to give away a bunch of shit when I was doing a purge of my apartment, and I had a printer with no cord. And my friend Max was like, nobody wants your old ass shit. And it
No.
like hurt my feelings. But at the same time, I was like, it kind of set me free. And I was like, if I think like that, then I'm more careful about what I'm buying too, because I'm like, I'm not going to just give this to somebody. I want to get the most wear out of it. I want to love it. I don't need as many things. I don't need to buy as much stuff, because if I think of it as just eventual garbage, it changes my mind.
It's so true. I mean, I'm on these sites that are like on Facebook, these groups like give free, like I don't know, like free Encino, whatever it is, where it's like I have a ping pong table and like so
Oh,
I
that's cool.
always
I want to be on one of those.
yeah, they're great and you can find good stuff. And like I've given stuff away on there. I'm like, great bar stools. Just I don't need these anymore, you know, and I don't want to leave them like by the side of the road or something like that. You know, people come pick them up and actually stuff like printers or people needing cords and things like that. I mean, it's crazy. Like I had all this cat food from my in-laws and I'm like, oh, what the fuck am I gonna do? Like so I, you know, you give it for free on Encino and like a rescue or whatever. And I've gotten a lot of stuff like Halloween decorations for the school's haunted house that way. And usually when I tell them
Smart.
like, oh, this is for the school's haunted house, they'll give me extra stuff. They're like, oh, okay, this is pretty nice. I was going to sell it, but this is for like a good, I think in the terms of like resale buying like on Poshmark or my favorite Vestiaire Collective, where you can get really good bags and they're verified to be like they're real.
Authentic.
They go through Paris. They're checked. You pay $20 for that, but it's totally worth it if you're paying like 200 and up for a bag. But I think you just have to determine like here's what I'm comfortable buying secondhand. For me, stuff that I'm going to wear every day, like jeans or a button down shirt or a t shirt, I always search new with tags. And sometimes people will put in their new without tags because they bought it and then, you know,
They took the tag
decided,
off, and
yeah, decided, and then they can't bring it back to the store. So you can get some, and you can tell
I
when
would
you
say
get it.
send me a picture of the armpits.
They do. Most of the people will post like the thing that here, Poshmark. Can I tell you another thing that irritates me? You should not be able to go to the website and post a like you can't go to the Farm Rio website and pull a model wearing that. I want to see you wearing it so
Correct.
I know it's the real deal. And I want to see those armpits. I want to make sure that's not pitted out. So
Armpits and crotches, man.
stuff like that. But in terms of like cleats for my kids, soccer cleats for my
Oh,
kids, they grow out of them so fast. Like I've given away a pair of cleats that have never been used. If I was smart, I would have sold them on there. You can get really good deals on stuff like that, especially now that they reduce the fees. So you just have to like a pair of fancy shoes that you're going to wear to a wedding or something like that. Get them secondhand. Who cares?
yeah,
Like
of
stuff
course.
like
It's so smart.
that.
It's so smart. I think it's just, you know what it is? It's if you're patient. If you know that you have this thing coming up and you can predict that you're going to need something, like if I were smart, I would get on there now to look for the holidays, but I'm generally not very smart. But you do it now, so then you have plenty of time. It's what's that saying? Like you can get it fast, easy, or cheap. Choose two.
But not,
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you can't get. I think I misquoted that, but
Well, here's
it
another hack
is
that I
as
would
it's
here's a hack I would offer for moms. So you can go in and you can set your it says my sizes. And so women's size is one set of sizes. You enter your shoe, your waist, your dress size, all of that. You can do that for kids and you can do that for men's. So if you want to like get good deals for your husband. So I put the kids' future sizes in and like, you know, my son's
Chen's
like
like,
size.
well, he's a sixth grader now, but I know when he's a sophomore, he's gonna love this polo, so I'm gonna go
Oh
ahead
my
and
God,
bid
I
on
would
it
buy
right
that.
now.
He's like, this windbreaker you bought in '87 for me is, it is new with tags, Mom, but it's a bit outdated. Actually, it's probably back in style at this point.
It's
But I'll
probably
do
back in
like
style.
his next shoe size or something, because then
Smart.
Poshmark knows what your preferred sizes are, and they'll send you pics, and they're different like every day or every 2 days, where it's like, here's a bunch of shoes for your son in this size. And you
And
can,
shoes, man, you can win with
oh my
shoes.
God.
Because if you have kids like me, like we bought Eleanor a pair of Air Force Ones and a pair of these like kind of like dressy, they're like kind of platformy shoes. And then we took her to the doctor and they were like, she's got severs on both feet. She can only wear these really squishy, soft New Balance. That it's the only shoe she can wear. And we're like, holy crap, we have these like two
Brand new. Yeah.
boxes of brand new shoes. If I'm smart, I'm putting them on Poshmark or I'm giving them to Delilah. That's generally what happens. And then Delilah wears the living shit out of them. Those
Out of
boots, I thought for sure, I was on the fence as to whether I should give them. My daughter bought these boots that are like 3-inch clomper monster boots.
They are Gene Simmons
And
boots.
They're
There's
Gene
no other
Simmons boots.
explanation.
And Delilah wears them like mountain climbing. Like Eleanor wore them and was tipping over. And Delilah's like, I've got it. And
She-
can like scale a wall in them.
She loves them. My only rule is you can't wear them on PE day, because I feel like that would be a broken ankle waiting to happen. And I
No.
know myself, but she wears them a ton. And also, Eleanor gave Delilah her first pair of Doc Martens, which was we had
Yeah.
gotten her for her birthday. And I have them
And then they
too,
got back
give
to Delilah.
Yeah, and I have them to give back to you because she's now grown out of them. But that's another perfect example, because I entered, like, you can even enter brands that you want. So I entered Delilah's future size, Doc Martens, and I got her a pair of new with tag Doc Martens in her size, like the slip-on boots, that zip up the side, white, for $30.
Oh my God, that's so good.
That's like a third of the price, you guys.
It's
like
a third.
this is like mom hack central, you guys. Lady hack
This
central.
is like, it's a really good way to save money. And it's a really good way to be intentional with your shopping, which I think is really cool.
And it's a really great
I just
way
have to do it more.
I find that things like house goods and things like that aren't as good of deals, but you can, maybe it's just because it's not my like area of expertise and I haven't figured that out yet, but like you could probably do a lot of really good Christmas shopping on Poshmark, like especially if your kids want
Well,
a pair of Doc Martens or Dunks or Air Force Ones, or your husband does.
yeah, which are pricey.
Oh yeah, you can get a really
Well,
good deal.
I don't want to brag, Jen. I don't want to brag, but you do know that I did buy a pair of designer jeans off of a website, and I got them 70% off because they don't have a belt loop. And I wore those
You don't
suckers
need that
on
belt
tour.
loop, Kristin.
You don't need that belt loop. My husband was like, you bought him without a belt loop? And I was like, yeah, do you know how much I paid $60 for them. They were originally like $200. I got them for $60. I don't need a freaking belt loop. They're my as-is jeans. And they were like, no, final sale, can't return. I was like, fingers crossed. And I was like, these are pretty decent. I did pretty good out of the gates.
I think they look great. They fit great. They're great butt jeans for you. I am confused. She has yet to wear these jeans without a tuck-in shirt, though. It's like she's telegraphing that it's missing a front belt loop.
I just need some asshole to walk up to me and go, you missed your belt loop. And then I say to them, it doesn't have one. I got him 70% off because it doesn't have a belt loop. And then everybody's like, you could go add a belt loop. And I'm like, why would I do that? It's so awesome that they don't have one.
It kind of reminds me of, remember those pictures you used to do like in church or like at a restaurant when you were bored, and it's like, here's the first picture. Now what's different about the
what's
second?
missing?
Like circle that the belt loop is missing.
But what else did she gain? $200. Thank you.
This is going to be a mom box, and I want to
Okay.
Mostly, I want you to just tell me that I'm not horrible as a human being. Okay? Do you know what this?
If
is
it's
gonna
funny,
be
I'm
about?
not going to tell you that.
This is a mom box that we got from Julie, and this is about a
Oh,
former
boy.
podcast we did. Okay. listening to your latest podcast about scams, and I wanted to point out to you that the age, make, or model of the car you drive has nothing to do with the character of a person or their financial situation. I think it was Jen who said something like, if you're driving a Ford Focus, things aren't going well for you. You may not have realized how entitled that sounded because you were in the middle of a story about getting hit and run, but it didn't sound great. I do feel like I need to make an apology to Ford Focus drivers. I need to apologize because in the history of the last 30 years, let's say, I've made fun of Daewoo drivers. Definitely, if you had a Yugo in high school, I had
Buick Skylark.
a Buick Skylark, and our family owned one. But we had a Dodge Aspen, and I have relentlessly trolled that car most of my life. I feel bad for if you really love Raising Cane's chicken. I have said a lot of things, and I like Raising Cane's chicken. I really
Have you
do.
talked shit about Raising Cane's chicken?
I just don't understand why people wait in line as long as they do for Raising Cane's.
They also wait in line for Chick-fil-A, and I don't understand that because I don't think the sandwich is that good. Are we going to get in trouble?
You know what? I do understand that. Their breakfast sandwich with like the cornbread with like the little nugget inside. I mean, the biscuit thing. I mean, I'm going to say some things that you don't agree with. And most of the time I mean them in jest. I don't know that I've ever met a Ford Focus driver that I haven't really thoroughly enjoyed. Many of my good friends are Ford Focus drivers. And there have been times in my life a Ford Focus has seemed like a Cadillac level of car.
And then there's been a time where a Ford Focus hit you going really fast and caused you
and I talked
a lot of trouble. And you talk shit, and you know what?
$3,000 at least out of pocket. So
now you're going to be shopping on Poshmark for your car.
I am sorry. And yeah, see, I'm not so entitled. I'm not like buying secondhand shit or new shit for a deal. I just felt like I needed to say, I'm sorry, and I'm not an asshole in that way, in different
You're
ways.
not an asshole. You're not an asshole. You're funny, and sometimes being funny means treading on being an asshole.
I need to go calm down, evidently. I don't know if I need to get a massage or something like that, but I get fired up about this stuff.
I love it. You're passionate about shopping. You're passionate about savings. And I think you're telling everybody because you do know, like, as a mom, we're always trying to, like, find ways to save a little money, especially around the holidays. And Poshmark's a great way to do it. And I do think you need to call the CEO and tell him, either come onto our podcast or give Jen the platinum bracelet.
I really do feel like, I mean, the sellers, they get rewarded. What about us buyers? Like, let's not forget about us out here.
Let's be honest. That guy has you on his GPS. He's like, that house is like, don't bypass her. She's gold star.
Oh yeah, they like know my screen name too, and they're like, oh okay, yeah, no,
they're
she's
like, we've got a live one. We've got a live one.
I think we podcasted.
I think we did too. Good job, Jenny.